You probably think eating a handful of nuts before bed is always a healthy choice. After all, nuts are packed with protein, minerals, and good fats. But here is the surprising truth. Some nuts can actually help calm your bladder and let you sleep peacefully, while others can quietly irritate it and force you to wake up again and again during the night. Today, I'm going to show you 5 nuts you should eat to prevent nighttime urination and 5 you should avoid if you want to rest without interruption. Once you know which is which, you can turn a simple evening snack into a tool for better health and deeper sleep. Before we begin, I would love to hear from you. Where are you watching this video from? And what time is it right now? Leave a comment below. I cannot wait to see your answers. And if you enjoy this video, hit that subscribe button. If not, just give it a like. It really helps this channel grow. You see, nighttime urination, also called nocturia, is more than just a small annoyance. For many older adults, it is the reason mornings feel heavy, energy is low, and memory feels blurred. The good news is, you do not always need medicine. Sometimes the solution is as simple as choosing the right foods in the evening. And not something so small and common can quietly decide whether you wake up tired or rise refreshed. Why? Nighttime urination increases after age 60. As we move past 60, the body quietly changes in ways many people never notice until sleep becomes disturbed. One of the most important changes is a drop in a hormone called vasopressin, which normally helps the kidneys slow down urine production at night. When levels of this hormone decline, the kidneys keep filtering fluids as if it was still daytime, and the bladder fills faster than before. An older gentleman from Ohio once told me he thought waking up 3 times a night was simply normal aging, but in reality, his body had lost this protective rhythm. Understanding this shift is the first step toward taking back your rest. At the same time, the bladder itself becomes more sensitive, with age sending urgent signals at lower volumes than when we were younger. A bladder that once held 16 ounces comfortably may now trigger an urge at only 5 or 6 ounces. Imagine trying to enjoy 7 hours of rest while your brain keeps receiving alarms for a bladder that is barely half full. Many seniors quietly accept this as fate, but it is actually the body's nerves overreacting. With the right adjustments, those false alarms can be calmed. Food also plays a role, often more than people realize. Certain items like warm milk or bananas have a soothing effect, while others, such as citrus fruits or heavily salted snacks, can irritate the bladder lining. I once met a retired teacher in Florida who loved her evening glass of orange juice, never guessing it was fueling her 2 a.m. bathroom trips. When she switched to a small handful of walnuts, instead, her nights slowly became more peaceful. This brings us to nuts, which deserve special attention. They are small but powerful, packed with healthy fats, magnesium, and amino acids that directly influence bladder muscles and sleep hormones. Some nuts can relax the body and reduce irritation, while others can act like hidden triggers that make the problem worse. For older adults in both America and India, learning which nuts to keep and which to avoid can turn a restless night into a restful one. The hopeful truth is that even after 60, the choices you make at the dinner table can still protect your nights and restore your mornings. 5 nuts you should eat to prevent nighttime urination. 1. Almonds. Almonds are one of the most familiar and trusted nuts. Yet, their hidden strength lies in magnesium, a mineral many older adults unknowingly lack. Magnesium helps relax smooth muscles, including those in the bladder wall, which can reduce sudden contractions that trigger false alarms during the night. Think of it as a gentle signal to your bladder, reminding it not to overreact at the smallest drop of urine. An older woman from Texas once told me she replaced her evening cookies with 10 raw almonds, and within 2 weeks, her midnight bathroom trips had been cut in half. The key is moderation. One small handful, about 1 ounce, is enough. Eat them raw or lightly roasted, but avoid the heavily salted versions since extra sodium can worsen bladder irritation. 2. Walnuts. Walnuts may look wrinkled and ordinary, but inside they contain melatonin, the very hormone your body produces to prepare for sleep. With age, natural melatonin levels decline, which is one reason many seniors struggle to fall back into deep rest after waking. Walnuts help bridge that gap by gently supporting the sleep cycle, making them more than just a heart-healthy snack. I once met a retired bus driver in Michigan who began eating 3 walnut halves in the evening. He laughed that it was the first time in years he could sleep 6 straight hours without pacing the hallway at 3 a.m. The best way to enjoy walnuts is to combine them with other calming foods such as a small bowl of oatmeal or warm milk rather than eating them late at night by themselves. 3. Pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds, sometimes called pepitas, are often overlooked in Western kitchens, yet they carry a mineral that is especially important for older men: zinc. Zinc supports prostate health, and an enlarged prostate is one of the leading reasons why many older men experience frequent urination at night. By strengthening the prostate and calming inflammation, pumpkin seeds can reduce the urgency that drags you out of bed. In India, roasted pumpkin seeds are a common evening snack, and many elders quietly report better sleep after including them in their diet. A widower in California shared that after sprinkling 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds over his salad each evening, his nightly bathroom visits dropped from 3 to 1. Aim for about a quarter cup daily, but choose unsalted seeds to avoid the hidden burden of extra sodium. 4. Cashews. Cashews are creamy and comforting, and beyond their taste, they hold an amino acid called tryptophan. Tryptophan is the raw material your body uses to create serotonin, the calming chemical in the brain, and later, melatonin, the hormone that guides sleep. For older adults who feel anxious in the evening or restless as bedtime approaches, cashews offer a natural way to settle the mind and relax the body. One grandmother from New Jersey told me that after swapping her late-night bowl of chips for a small serving of cashews, she not only slept better but also woke up feeling more energetic. The best approach is a modest handful, about 18 whole cashews, taken with a warm caffeine-free drink. Avoid sweetened or heavily salted cashews, as those can undo the benefits. 5. Flax seeds. Flax seeds may not always be thought of as a nut, but they act like one in the diet and bring special comfort for older women. Flax seeds are rich in omega-3 fatty acids and compounds that reduce inflammation in the urinary tract. For women after menopause, when hormonal changes make the bladder more sensitive, flax seeds provide gentle relief. They help calm irritation, reduce urgency, and support overall urinary health. A retired teacher in Chennai explained that after adding 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed to her morning yogurt, she noticed fewer nighttime interruptions and a smoother digestion as well. The important part is to grind flax seeds before eating, since whole seeds often pass through the body undigested. These five nuts, almonds, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, cashews, and flax seeds each offer a unique pathway toward calmer nights and more energetic mornings. They are not miracle cures, but they are steady helpers, small enough to fit in your palm, yet strong enough to change how your nights feel. For seniors in both America and India, the hopeful message is clear. Even after 60, you still hold the power to guide your health with choices as simple as the nuts on your plate. With care and consistency, these little foods can quietly protect your sleep, ease your worries, and remind you that rest is still within reach. Next, 5 nuts you should avoid in the evening to protect your sleep. Not every nut is your friend when it comes to preventing nighttime urination and protecting restful sleep. While some nuts provide calming minerals and helpful hormones, others quietly create irritation, thirst, or digestive stress that sends you to the bathroom when you should be dreaming. For older adults in America and India who often enjoy nuts as a light evening snack, understanding which ones to avoid can make a meaningful difference. Let us look closely at 5 common choices that may be keeping your nights more restless than you realize. 1. Peanuts. Peanuts are one of the most widely eaten snacks worldwide, especially in the United States, where roasted peanuts appear at ball games and in countless homes. Yet, they are also one of the top food allergens, and even a mild sensitivity can trigger inflammation in the bladder. This irritation makes the bladder lining more reactive, increasing the urge to urinate even when only a small amount is present. A retiree in Chicago shared that he thought his midnight bathroom trips were caused by age until he realized his daily evening bowl of peanuts was the real trigger. Once he replaced peanuts with a small handful of almonds, his nights became noticeably calmer. If you enjoy peanuts, keep them for the daytime when your body can process the inflammation more easily, and never rely on salted or flavored versions in the evening. 2. Pistachios. Pistachios are often marketed as heart healthy, and in many ways they are. But the pistachios most people buy are heavily salted, which increases thirst and leads to higher urine output. For someone over 60 who already has a bladder that reacts more quickly, this combination almost guarantees broken sleep. An older woman from Phoenix once told me she loved cracking open pistachios after dinner, but she also woke up 2 or 3 times every night. When she switched to eating them earlier in the day and left her evenings nut-free, her sleep improved within a week. The lesson is clear. Pistachios themselves are not harmful, but the sodium coating them can work against your bladder at night. 3. Sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds are popular in both India and the United States as a crunchy, satisfying snack. But the problem lies in the way they are prepared. Most commercial sunflower seeds are roasted with heavy salt and sometimes even flavored with additional spices. The high sodium content pulls more water into the body, and as your kidneys work to clear the extra salt, urine production increases. Imagine sipping water all evening, then add in salted sunflower seeds on top. It is almost a recipe for multiple bathroom trips. A grandmother in New Jersey told me she used to snack on sunflower seeds while watching late-night television, only to wake up every 2 hours. Once, she switched to a small fruit bowl. Instead, her mornings felt brighter and her sleep became longer. If you love sunflower seeds, choose unsalted versions and enjoy them during daylight hours rather than after sunset. 4. Macadamia nuts. Macadamia nuts, often considered a luxury treat, are rich in healthy fats, but their richness can backfire when eaten close to bedtime. Heavy fat content slows digestion, making the stomach work harder at night when the body is designed to rest. This discomfort can cause indigestion, bloating, and even mild reflux, all of which put additional pressure on the bladder. A man in California admitted that his nightly ritual of eating chocolate-covered macadamias left him tossing and turning, not only from the sugar but from the fullness that pushed him awake. Once he reserved macadamias for an afternoon snack. Instead, his nights felt far lighter. For older adults with slower metabolism, it is best to avoid rich fatty nuts in the evening and instead choose lighter options earlier in the day. 5. Salted or spiced nut mixes. Finally, one of the most tempting yet most problematic choices: mixed nuts prepared with salt, sugar, or spicy coatings. These snack mixes are popular across America and India, often served with tea or during family gatherings. Unfortunately, the added ingredients can overstimulate the bladder. Salt increases urine sugar, creates energy spikes that disrupt sleep hormones, and spices, like chili, can irritate the bladder lining. A retired couple in Mumbai shared that their nightly habit of sharing a small bowl of spicy nut mix left both of them waking multiple times. When they replaced it with a few walnuts and warm milk, their nights grew calmer. If you must enjoy nut mixes, keep them for special occasions and only during the day when your body has time to process the salt and spice before bedtime. For older adults, it is not about giving up the foods you love. It is about learning when and how to eat them so they work for you rather than against you. Peanuts, pistachios, sunflower seeds, macadamias, and salted mixes may seem harmless, but in the evening they can quietly rob you of the deep sleep your body craves. The hopeful message is that by shifting these snacks to earlier hours or choosing gentler alternatives, you can still enjoy your favorite foods while protecting your nights. Sleep is not a luxury. It is a basic need, and with small adjustments, even something as simple as which nut you reach for after dinner, you can reclaim the peace of uninterrupted rest. The right way to eat. Nuts for better sleep. One of the most important factors in using nuts to support healthy sleep is timing. For older adults, digestion slows naturally in the evening, and eating too late can place extra strain on both the stomach and bladder. That is why health experts often suggest enjoying nuts before 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. This window allows the body to absorb the nutrients while still leaving enough time to process fluids and reduce nighttime urgency. Many seniors who move their nut snacks earlier in the day have reported calmer nights and fewer interruptions. Another key factor is portion size. Nuts are nutrient dense, and while they can be powerful allies for bladder health, too much of a good thing may cause heaviness or indigestion. The ideal serving is about 1 ounce, which equals a small handful or roughly 20 to 25 almonds. Measuring out a portion helps you enjoy the benefits without overloading the body, especially if you already struggle with restless sleep. A retired teacher in Ohio once told me she keeps a small cup in her pantry, so she never has to guess her portion. Finally, pairing nuts with the right foods makes a meaningful difference. Combining a few walnuts with a glass of warm milk or enjoying almonds alongside a slice of low-acid fruit such as a pear helps create a calming evening routine. What you should avoid is snacking on nuts right before bed. Eating them too late adds calories, delays digestion, and often pushes the bladder into overdrive at the worst time of night. The hopeful truth is that with small changes, choosing the right time, the right portion, and the right companion, foods you can turn nuts into gentle helpers that protect both your sleep and your mornings. Common misunderstandings about nuts and nighttime urination. Many older adults believe that all nuts are equally good for health, but that is not the full picture. While almonds, walnuts, and pumpkin seeds can truly calm the bladder and improve rest, other nuts may create irritation or discomfort when eaten at the wrong time. A retired gentleman from Florida once said he thought any nut was a safe bedtime snack, but his nightly peanuts were silently fueling inflammation. Choosing carefully is what matters most, because not every nut brings the same benefit for aging bodies. Another misunderstanding is the belief that eating more nuts will always make you healthier. Nuts are nutrient rich, but they are also calorie dense and heavy to digest. Overeating them, especially late in the evening, can lead to bloating, indigestion, and disrupted sleep. One grandmother in Delhi shared that she doubled her cashew portions, hoping for extra strength, but ended up waking more often because of stomach discomfort. Moderation, about 1 ounce or a small handful, is the wiser path, allowing the body to receive nutrients without feeling overloaded. The third and perhaps most common mistake is thinking that salted or flavored nuts have no effect on bladder health. In reality, sodium draws water into the body, increases thirst, and forces the kidneys to produce more urine overnight. A widower in Ohio explained that he loved his salted pistachios after dinner, but they always left him reaching for extra water, followed by multiple bathroom trips. Once he switched to plain unsalted almonds earlier in the evening, his nights became much calmer. The hopeful truth is that with simple adjustments, choosing the right nuts, eating the right amount, and avoiding excess salt, you can still enjoy these foods while protecting your sleep. Real stories and lessons. In Ohio, a 72-year-old gentleman named Robert had quietly accepted that waking 3 times a night was simply part of aging. For years, he enjoyed a small bowl of roasted peanuts while watching evening news, never realizing those peanuts were irritating his bladder and fueling nighttime urgency. His doctor suggested trying pumpkin seeds instead, which are rich in zinc and known to support prostate health. Robert was skeptical, but he gave it a chance. Within 2 weeks, he noticed he was waking only once a night, and some mornings he realized he had slept straight through. He said the change felt almost too simple, yet the impact was life-changing. His story reminds us that even one small adjustment in diet can restore rest and energy, giving older adults back a sense of control over their health. In Chennai, a 68-year-old woman named Lata faced a similar struggle, though her habit was different. Every evening she cracked open salted pistachios after dinner, enjoying their flavor while chatting with her grandchildren. Yet, she also endured nights of constant waking, heavy eyes in the morning, and frustration she kept hidden from her family. When she learned that the excess salt in pistachios was increasing thirst and forcing her kidneys to overwork at night, she decided to stop. Instead, she replaced her snack with a few walnuts earlier in the evening, pairing them with warm milk. The difference surprised her. She began sleeping 5 or 6 hours at a stretch, and her mornings felt lighter. Lata now shares a story with friends, urging them not to ignore small habits that quietly steal away their rest. Both Robert and Lata discovered that change does not have to be overwhelming. It begins with one mindful choice at a time. We have explored how something as small as a handful of nuts can shape the way your nights unfold. 5 nuts, almonds, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, cashews and flax seeds provide calming minerals, natural hormones, and gentle support for the bladder, helping older adults sleep more deeply. At the same time, 5 other choices: peanut salted pistachios, sunflower seeds, macadamias, and flavored nut mixes can irritate the bladder, increase thirst, or slow digestion quietly, robbing you of rest. Knowing which group to embrace and which to limit is not about giving up the foods you love, but about choosing them at the right time and in the right form. These distinctions are small but powerful, especially for seniors who treasure each hour of uninterrupted sleep. It is easy to believe that nighttime urination is simply part of aging, something you must accept as unchangeable. But the truth is more hopeful. While our bodies do change with age, producing less vasopressin and reacting more strongly to bladder signals, we are not powerless. The food choices we make, especially in the evening, can either calm or aggravate the system. A retiree in California once told me he had resigned himself to waking 4 times a night until he learned that salted snacks were his hidden trigger. After adjusting his habits, he realized that aging does not mean surrender. With knowledge and small adjustments, better sleep is still possible, and so is a brighter morning. So here is my invitation for you today. Do not feel pressured to change everything at once. Instead, try shifting just one habit. Replace salted nuts with a few walnuts, or move your almond snack earlier in the evening. Notice how your nights feel different and share your experience with friends, neighbors, or even in the comments of this video. Your story may inspire someone else who quietly believes they are alone in this struggle. Peaceful sleep is not a luxury, it is your right even after 60. And with awareness, consistency, and a little courage to make gentle changes, that right can be reclaimed one evening, one choice, and one restful night at a time.